Alright, guys. Breakfast. I am on the record saying I have strong breakfast opinions, and I express those opinions freely. But I think it's time I compile all my breakfast opinions. Breakfast is a big deal to me, man. It's a big deal, and I think so many people they fuck it up. They have terrible breakfasts, and you wake up, you have the wrong breakfast, you're fucked for the whole day. You gotta have the right breakfast to get your day started, okay? And listen, I'm not perfect, okay? I don't follow all my own rules. In fact, there's one thing I need to switch out, and that is my caffeine. Okay, caffeine, obviously, the important center of a breakfast is caffeine. Um, get you awake. But these days, I just take caffeine pills when I wake up. But I keep meaning to switch back to coffee because it's tastier. But anyway, caffeine aside, let's talk about actual breakfast food. So I think a breakfast needs to be a few things. It needs to be hearty. It needs to be proper shit. None of this fucking bullshit where people are like, "Oh, my breakfast is a banana," right? There's only two types of like in the animal kingdom of breakfasts. The first split. There's only two kinds of breakfast. You got a proper breakfast and you got a cigarette. Okay, those are the only acceptable types of breakfast. Either you have a cigarette and coffee or a cigarette and a monster. That's your first type. Or you're having an actual breakfast. Don't give me any of this fucking, oh, I eat one banana for breakfast. Kill yourself. Eat a fucking proper breakfast, motherfucker. Okay? If you're one of these people who can't eat when you wake up, that's fine. There's loads of people like this. People who are like, oh, I wake up and I don't want something too heavy. That's perfectly fine. Lots of people don't. I don't often, right? You just want something light for breakfast. You just want something like that. That's fine. Let me tell you how to deal with that properly so you don't fuck yourself. Let me tell you. You just don't eat until later. Just wait 4 hours. I guarantee you, you'll be hungry as fuck. Don't eat a breakfast. Just have breakfast 4 hours after you wake up. That's literally good, right? Get some shit done. Wake up, go tidy, go clean some shit up, right? Go do some work. Then, 4 hours later, you'll be hungry as fuck, ready to eat a proper fucking breakfast. Don't give me any of this, oh, I have a fucking smoothie, and then I go for a run or some bullshit, right? Just skip the smoothie. Go for a run, do whatever you gotta do for a few hours, and then have your breakfast. Okay, I don't want to hear any of this bullshit where you're like, oh, I wake up and if I eat too much, I feel like shit and I get, I feel sick or I feel too heavy or bloated or whatever. Yeah, that's true. You will feel like that. So what you gotta do is just wait, motherfucker. Don't like have some bullshit just because you feel obligated to have something when you wake up, right? I went years and years, I would wait 4 hours every day. I'd wake up 4 hours of no food. Okay? That's how it's gotta be. Don't fucking don't don't fucking pull no bullshit, okay? A good what I want in life, is a good breakfast and a light lunch. That's what I fucking want in life. I don't want to have like a tiny fucking pussy ass breakfast and I gotta stuff my face at lunch. Right? By lunchtime I'm doing shit. I don't want to have a heavy fucking meal. Okay, breakfast gotta keep you fueled all the way until dinner pretty much. So that's the first key to a good breakfast. The second key to a good breakfast is what the fuck are you doing if you're eating sweet things for breakfast? What the fuck are you doing? What are you doing? Eat savory things for breakfast. Holy shit. Don't eat sweet things for breakfast, okay? There's only one time when I'll eat sweet things for breakfast, and that is if I have Nutella around, which is why I don't fucking buy Nutella because it's evil. It's basically just palm oil and sugar. Like, that's all it is. You just eat Nutella, you're just eating pure palm oil and sugar, and it tastes amazing. It's the fucking best thing human beings have ever invented. That's why I never allow myself to buy it, because I would just eat Nutella like crazy. Okay, so I never buy Nutella because it's fucking, it's crack to me, right? And as long as I don't keep that shit around, then I have a fucking savory breakfast. And even if I'm having pancakes, you want to have my fucking pancakes? I have ham and cheese crepes, right? That's the best fucking pancake you can have in your life. All of these fucking retards eating like crepes with all the motherfuckers in America. They're like, oh, time for breakfast. Time to just like eat pancakes drenched in fucking mental syrup. Mental syrup. Bro, these motherfucking Americans, they're eating pancakes drenched in mental syrup. They're eating pancakes drenched in mental syrup, okay? They're fucked. They're fucked. They're fucking themselves. This is why you don't fucking eat mental syrup for breakfast. Drive you goddamn mental. Okay, don't eat mental syrup for breakfast. If you're eating mental syrup for breakfast, what are you fucking doing with your life? Breakfast is a savory fucking dish. Okay, save your sweet shit for pudding, dessert, whatever you want to call it. Right, that's where your sweet shit should be happening. Okay, you don't fucking need sweet shit at breakfast. You need something savory. Next thing you need in a good breakfast, in my opinion, this is where it gets a little more subjective. I think you need some goddamn protein in your breakfast, but you also need carbs. Uh, you you know you want your breakfast to generally be pretty nutritionally complete. A lot of people, they eat breakfast, it's just a big bowl of carbs, or it's just like a slab of protein and fat. You want every part of everything has to be fucking fulfilled. Okay, if you're eating like, a bowl of cereal, bowl of muesli, something like that, bowl of oatmeal, bowl of porridge. Porridge is acceptable, but really you should have your porridge and then something like an egg or something on the side. I don't know, something to get a little more crazy with it. Get a little more protein with it. Cause you need the carbs in order to get your brain working. If you've ever gone on a low carb diet, like no carb diet, even if you eat as much fucking protein as you want, you feel like shit. You feel like you have no energy. You need that hit of carbs in the morning, but not too crazy. You don't want to be eating like just a whole loaf of bread or nothing crazy like that. But get some carbs in the morning and get some protein. Now, best proteins for breakfast, you want to look to tradition and you want to look to your ancestors for proteins for breakfast. And just for breakfast in general, because they just had this shit figured out. Okay, these people, your fucking great-great-grandparents and shit out there, they were out there, they had to wake up at 6 a.m. You know what they had to do? They had to fucking get out there in the field and do real work. What do? You're a fucking systems engineer or some bullshit. Actually, you're watching me, so you're probably a knee. Like, what the fuck do you do with your life, right? You're not out there in the fucking fields all day, right? These guys were out there in the fields all day. They needed a good fucking breakfast to power them through. They didn't eat fucking sugar, okay? They ate real fucking food. And a lot of it was stuff that you had access to in the morning. So you got milk, you got eggs, and you got preserved shit, and you got grains. This is why no one's eating none of this bullshit for breakfast. It's like shit you don't even have in the morning. Because you get up, right? You go milk the cows, you go collect the eggs, and then you go milk and eggs. And you got some stale bread from the day before if you're European, or, you got some oats, you got some shit like that, right? You make some porridge, but none of that matters, okay? Forget about it. Forget all of that shit, okay? The point is that these ingredients, milk, eggs, and some sort of, like, shit, some sort of something, right? It's good for you, you need it. You need some goddamn protein, okay? But then, this is another key for a good breakfast is you need some fiber, because fiber is going to fill you up. But you don't need to go too crazy with the fiber, okay? A lot of people go too crazy with the fiber. Obviously, the more fiber you have, the better, but you don't want to be eating beans for breakfast, motherfucker. Actually, that's not true, because beans on toast is a pretty good breakfast. It's a pretty good breakfast, actually, all things considered. So maybe you do want to be eating beans for breakfast. Now that I think about it, I've had beans on toast for breakfast more times than I can count. And that's a great breakfast. But beans on toast is an all-day kind of thing. If you want to shove it in as a breakfast, be my guest. It's great. But in my opinion, best breakfast you can ever have, best breakfast I've ever had, and I've had breakfast almost every day of my goddamn life. Okay, if anyone's a breakfast expert, it's me. My best breakfast I've eaten many times at breakfast. The best one I've ever had, probably traditional Japanese breakfast. Now, there's lots of breakfasts that are in the running. I know I'm a weeb. I know you people, you just think, oh, a thing Japan, good, right? No. I just think they've got this shit figured out. But I'm not just into this traditional Japanese breakfast type of deal. In fact, I don't even have that most days, My standard go-to breakfast is eggs and brown bread and some cheese maybe, right? That's the key. Doesn't matter what sort of order. In fact, the best breakfast that I have, if I can be bothered to make it, is actually maybe the best breakfast. There's too many good breakfasts. It's impossible to decide what the best one is. But I'll tell you what's super underrated, just in general as a breakfast item, is fish, man. This is why the Japanese guys, they got it on lockdown. Because I'm telling you, something about having some fish in the morning, if it is good. I guess the oils get your brain working or something. Like, it makes you feel good. Because fish, it's lighter. It's not like you're eating pork or beef or chicken or something. It's kind of heavy. I don't really want that in the mornings, right? But fish has got a lightness to it. It's not as heavy as like animal meat and poultry. So I feel like it's really good for mornings. And also, a lot of fish goes really well with eggs. And eggs are the center of any good breakfast. Any half decent breakfast has eggs. Bacon's pretty good. I'm not against bacon for breakfast. In fact, there was like a year where I ate a full bacon and eggs every day for breakfast. That was a big ass bacon and eggs breakfast. And I've heard lots of people have weird issues with bacon and eggs, okay? If you think it's too heavy for breakfast, that's completely reasonable. Bacon is often very fatty. But let me tell you about bacon and eggs. So, I've heard a few things about it. And one thing I've heard about it is that one of the reasons that we even consider bacon and eggs to be like a breakfast item is because there was much like, the bacon meme in the 2000s was basically a marketing stunt from an industry surplus. The same was the case, I believe, back in like the 40s or 50s or something in America, where there was a big surplus of bacon, and they couldn't really sell as much as they had, and so they decided to start an advertising campaign basically saying bacon and eggs was the most healthy breakfast that you could eat, and it was all bullshit, right? And sure, maybe it's not a healthy breakfast. I'm not out here telling you that a big plate of bacon and eggs is a healthy breakfast, okay? But let me tell you one thing real quick about bacon and eggs as a breakfast item. Okay, this is probably what your ancestors ate if you have European ancestry. They probably ate bacon and eggs for breakfast as well. It's not some bullshit that was just made up as a marketing gimmick. And because bacon is fucking cured preserved meat. If you had and pork, bacon was basically the center of the meat that most people ate during the winter and during the winter months in Europe throughout history. You would keep a pig, you'd slaughter it before winter and cure it all into bacon, and you'd eat that bacon throughout the winter. And the thing about that bacon is it's already there when you wake up. You don't have to go, no one else is eating fucking meat in the morning, because who the fuck is, no one's eating fresh meat in the morning. Who the fuck is getting up at 6 a.m. to slaughter a chicken or some shit, right? No one the fuck wants to do that. No one wants to kill a pig first thing in the morning, right? No one's doing this. So it's like, if you're having meat in the morning, it's cured meat. And if you're having cured meat, it's probably bacon. So bacon in the morning, probably a really common thing. In fact, medieval European motherfuckers would have probably had like a dark rye bread, some motherfucking bacon, and some beer. That would have been their breakfast, most likely. Beer and bacon and bread was pretty much the staples of European diet. Not just for breakfast, but for every meal, beer, bacon, and bread. They cooked everything in bacon fat because they just had loads of bacon, because that was the main meat they ate. Because everyone had a pig, because the pigs can just eat your scraps, and, they fertilize shit when they shit, and it's all good. So beer, bacon, and bread is always a good thing, but I don't know if you should be having, the beer they had back then was very weak. They would be drinking like 1% alcohol beer, which is kind of hard to find these days, and no one really wants to drink it, so, I don't know if I recommend having beer in the mornings, but it's not, it can be fun. It can be fun, but I wouldn't recommend it. Honestly, what is kind of crazy is a beer fast. Hear me out here. So back in the medieval times, these motherfucking monks, they were like, we gotta fast for Lent, we're not allowed to eat food, but like, is beer really food? And so they would just be drinking beer all day, every day, throughout Lent. And I've done this, and it's pretty fun. I don't know if it's good for you, but it is kind of fun. No food, just beer. Like, try doing that for a day. Actually, maybe don't. This is terrible fucking advice. Let me get back to breakfast. Let me get back on fucking topic here. Holy shit, I'm talking about monks and having fucking beer for every meal. Let's get back on fucking... Don't do that, okay? Let's get back to fucking topic here. Right, fish. Cured smoked fish is a good fucking breakfast, or something like this. So the traditional Japanese breakfast is miso soup, a bowl of rice, some pickled vegetables, and some cured fish, normally salted fish. This is the fucking peak of breakfast in my opinion. It's so good, man. Waking up every day in Japan and having this for breakfast, it would just get your day started off right. And now, these days I still make it. You can't find salt. Saltfish is really cheap and easy to find in Japan. It's not that cheap and easy here. Sometimes it is, but it's not too crazy, not too common. So I salt my own fish, which is really fucking easy to do. You just get your fish, put some salt in it, and leave it overnight. It's not difficult. You put about as much salt as you want to eat. You're like, how much salt do I put on? You put as much salt on as you think you would want it to have. It's not difficult, right? So you salt your fish the night before. You leave it in the refrigerator. All right. Get some fucking vegetables, pickle them. That shit's easy. Everyone should know how to make like overnight pickles. I'm sure you can find recipes for that. I'm pickling some goddamn. I guess I don't know if it's really pickling, but I'm doing some shit with some cabbage right now and some spring onions for breakfast tomorrow. And I'm gonna, tomorrow I'm gonna start my cure for the next breakfast. Pickled vegetables, real good shit to have for breakfast. Get some fucking fiber in you, cause you're gonna be eating a bowl of white rice that ain't got no goddamn fiber in it. Okay, when I eat bread for breakfast, I'll be eating the brownest fucking bread I can buy, right? Because fiber is not just bullshit. Fiber is super fucking important. The thing about fiber is it's gonna slow down the absorption of carbohydrates into your bloodstream through your digestive system, through your intestines. Okay. It's going to get in the way, essentially. It's going to make your body have to work harder to break down those carbs. And you might think, why would I even want that? Well, the reason you want that is when you have like plain white bread or white sugar, just plain carbs, no fiber, you get a spike in your blood sugar. It's going to, because it all absorbs really fast, suddenly, the way it absorbs is it turns into sugar, right? The carbohydrates are all just sugar. That's all your body really wants, and that sugar goes directly into your bloodstream. And suddenly, you just have you went from just waking up having relatively low blood, or like an equilibrium of blood sugar, maybe on the lower side, right? And then suddenly you have this big hit where nothing is stopping your body from just absorbing. It doesn't have a choice, right? It has to absorb the shit. It can't not. It can't. Your body has no way of slowing itself down with this stuff because it's just all chemical reactions. So as soon as you put that shit in your gut, it's just going through your fucking intestinal walls, turning directly into sugar and going into your bloodstream. And all of a sudden, your bloodstream is full of sugar. And you might get an energy boost from that. You might get an energy boost from that, and that's fine. But the problem is, 2-3 hours later, your body suddenly goes, holy shit, I got way too much fucking sugar. I need to pump myself full of insulin to break down all this sugar because I got so fucking much. I can't, this is too much. This is too crazy. So you get this insulin spike, and that is gonna, well, firstly, having that all the time is a big risk factor of why people get diabetes. So trying to avoid that is just gonna be healthy for you, so you don't get fucking diabetes. No one wants that shit. But from a more short term perspective, once your body instantly gets this big spike in blood sugar, it then has to have a big spike in insulin, which is then going to cause a crash. Because that insulin is all going to get released at once, and that's all going to crash your blood sugar. And then, a few hours after breakfast, you're going to be feeling fucking hungry again, because you're going to have low blood sugar. Or you might not even be feeling hungry. You're just going to be feeling like low energy or hungry. Some people, when they get low blood sugar, they get hungry. I'm one of them. Most people get hungry when they get low blood sugar, but also it's just going to affect you in terms of like low energy. And you don't want that for a breakfast. That defeats the whole fucking point. You get 2 hours, 3 hours of energy out of your breakfast. That's bullshit. You want to fucking get 4 hours or more. And that's where the goddamn fiber comes in, because fiber's going to slow the absorption of that fucking glycerin into your bloodstream. Glycol, whatever, into your bloodstream, sugar into your bloodstream. It's gonna slow it down. It's gonna flatten the curve. God damn it! It's gonna flatten the curve into a smoother curve where you, instead of getting this big carb hit in the morning, okay, you're gonna slowly absorb that sugar, and then your body's gonna slowly release insulin, and that same amount of food is gonna keep you full for hours longer. And that's really what's important. It's gonna keep you energized. It's gonna keep drip feeding you sugar into your blood throughout the first few hours of your day, and that's really what you need to keep you going, right? So you're not fucking sitting there being like, damn, I want a donut or something, right? So yeah, something with fiber. You want to be in fiber, and this is where I think the miso soup comes in, because I believe, I don't know what the fuck miso soup does to you, but it's fucking sick. Okay, and you need, you at night. You're at night, okay? You know what you do at night? You're lying down in your bed, right? At nighttime, yeah, I'm lying down, I'm asleep. You know what you're fucking doing the whole fucking time? You're fucking sweating. Motherfucker, you're drooling, you're sweating, you're pissing your pants, right? You're losing liquids, you're losing everything that you need. Big bowl of goddamn miso soup in the morning, that's gonna get your fucking liquids right the fuck back up. You wanna drink a bunch of water in the morning as well. But, you get a big bowl of fucking soup in the morning, that's just gonna get your fucking water right back up. And you know what else miso soup has a shit ton of? It has a bunch of fucking salt. You might think salt's a little crazy, but salt, you know what? You ever lick your own sweat? That's just salty as fuck. Okay, you're gonna be losing all your salt over the nighttime. You'll be losing all your goddamn salt. You need to get that goddamn salt back in your fast, pronto, quickly. This is why having sugar for breakfast is absolute fucking bullshit. You don't need goddamn sugar in the morning. Spike your goddamn fucking shit, right? Spike your goddamn shit. Get your fucking, don't even give you what you need, right? Most people, they just eating fucking sugar and plain carbs in the morning. No, god fucking damn. You need some protein, you need some fat, you need some fucking carbs, you need some goddamn fiber, and you need some salt. You need something fucking umami. That umami taste in your mouth is gonna wake you the fuck up. It's gonna get you going. It's gonna get you salivating. It's gonna get your digestion moving. Because you know what you have? You have taste buds not just in your mouth, but in your stomach, in your intestines, in your anus. Right? You got taste buds all over. You don't taste directly from them consciously, but they're your body's way of keeping track of its own digestion, right? And you have a bunch of fucking sugar. Your body's like, oh, sugar's too fucking easy to digest. You don't have to put any goddamn work in to digest pure carbs or sugar. It just happens automatically, right? Like, you don't need just amylase. You know how easy it is to fucking digest fucking carbs? You don't even need to fucking put it in your fucking stomach. What's going on with me? You don't even need to fucking put it in your stomach. Go to the fucking store and buy the cheapest Wonder Bread, white bread bullshit you can find, okay? And then just get it in your mouth. Get it in your mouth and just take a bite, get it in your mouth and just chew it. And chew it for too long. Just keep, even when it's like just mush, just keep chewing it. You know what you're going to notice? Let me tell you, this is a real thing you can do. You can go do it. If you have some like really cheap, the whitest bread you can find, the whiter the bread is, the better it'll work. Like, you get this fucking bread and you just start chewing it and chewing it and chewing it and chewing it. And don't swallow, right? And you know what's going to happen? The bread's going to start to taste sweet. You know why the bread's going to start to taste sweet? Because your saliva has an enzyme in it called amylase, and that amylase is going to be breaking down the carbohydrates and turning them into sugar, and you can taste them. This is the same thing that's happening all throughout your gut, but this amylase enzyme is so common and so easy to, it does its job so fucking well. It's such a good enzyme. Carbohydrates break down into sugar so easily that it can even happen in your saliva, because you have amylase in your saliva, right? That's how quickly your body is breaking down these carbs, right? Imagine how quickly that's turning into such sugar in your mouth when you're chewing on that white bread, right? It takes like a couple minutes. That's how quickly the sugar's all getting into your bloodstream. It's too damn fast. It's going to spike your shit, okay? You don't want your shit to get spiked. So, yeah, well, I mean, you do want carbs, right? But ideally, you want to mix those carbs in with some goddamn motherfuckers, right? With some fiber, with some protein, with some fat, because fat and protein is going to slow down your digestion, and fiber is also going to slow down your digestion. Okay, you don't want to just be in a fucking bowl full of sugar for breakfast. No one wants that. Especially, these goddamn Americans. They be in fucking pancakes or fucking bread with syrup on it. I don't know what the fuck they eat. Mental syrup. They be in fucking mental syrup with everything. Fucking Canadians and Americans. They just like, oh, we got a meal here? What if I put some mental syrup on it? They just fucking do it with everything. They're nuts, I'm telling you. They're goddamn nuts. Like, get some cheese in you. I think cheese is really good. Cheese is fat. It's protein. Okay, that's what you need. You need some fat. You need some goddamn protein. You know why? That's just going to keep you energized for longer. That's just going to give you what you need to start your day off. But you have a bowl of fucking bullshit in the morning. You have a bowl of carbs. It's going to fuck you up. I'm not going to give you fucking breakfast. There's not a breakfast. There's a bitchmas. Right? That's bitchfast. You don't want bitchfast. You want breakfast. Okay, that's why eggs are important. That's why fish is important. And fish and eggs, that's even better. Get some goddamn smoked salmon. Get some goddamn poached ass eggs. Get some goddamn brown bread, okay? Bread, smoked salmon, maybe some lightly sauteed spinach in there. Oh yeah, let me tell you. Brown bread with seeds and shit in it. Get that seedy shit, right? Get seedy up in this bitch, okay? Brown bread, smoked salmon, butter, loads, plenty butter. Don't fuck yourself, okay? Don't fuck yourself. Give yourself plenty of butter, right? You don't want to fuck yourself. Give yourself brown bread, seedy shit. Butter on that bitch. Smoked salmon on that bitch. Lightly sauteed spinach on that shit. Plenty of black pepper. You know why you need the black pepper? You need the butter. Because this spinach, the eggs, everything is going to have all of these nutrients in it. But a lot of these nutrients, they're not highly bioavailable. They're not highly bioavailable because they're not water soluble. They're lipophilic. They're fat soluble. Or whatever the fuck, right? You need to get some goddamn fats in here. And the motherfucking pepperine, or piperine, however you pronounce it, which is the main chemical that makes black pepper spicy, it also increases bioavailability of nutrients, which is why when you eat this motherfucking fish, when you eat this motherfucking spinach, when you eat these motherfucking eggs, you want to be putting black pepper on that bitch, okay? So let me tell you, brown bread, get seedy with it. Butter, don't fuck yourself, okay? Smoked salmon, delicious, low expensive, but worth it. Smoked salmon, okay? Locally sourced, don't fuck yourself, right? Don't fuck the world, don't fuck the environment. I'll be in Scottish shit, okay? They got the Alaskan shit, I'll be in the Scottish shit, right? Scotland is right up there, it's easy. You can get the Alaskan shit or wherever the fuck you're from, right? But you get some motherfucking smoked salmon. And then, poached egg. 2 of these next to each other. 2 slices, 2 eggs, salmon, spinach, all of this shit, right? You cut into the poached egg, it leaks all over the salmon, it leaks all over the spinach, it makes everything delicious with the yolk, right? The yolk gets all in there, it soaks into the bread, it mixes with the butter, it mixes with the spinach, it mixes with the salmon, you get all the juices, you get all the oils, you get all the protein, you get all the fats, you get everything you fucking need. Black pepper, little bit of salt, right? That's a fucking motherfucking breakfast, okay? Don't fuck me with this hollandaise bullshit. If you be putting hollandaise sauce on your fucking bullshit, kill yourself, okay? That shit's fucked. You don't need a fucking that much fat, right? That's just all butter and all fucking disgusting. Don't fuck me with that shit, alright? Just need poached egg. This is healthy, right? It may not seem healthy. You put a lot of butter, don't fuck yourself, right? You don't want to go crazy with it. You don't want to be out here eating fucking yogurt with berries in it and some fucking muesli. Kill yourself, right? Like, eat some fucking real food, for God's sake. Like, what are you, a fucking rabbit? You're a fucking human being. Eat some goddamn real fucking food. Okay. So you get your bread, you get your slice, you get your salmon, you get your fucking shit. That's a good motherfucking breakfast right there. That's gonna get your fucking day started. And if 2 of them is too much for you, you know, I'm a big boy, right? So, you know, not everyone's fucking 6'3" beast like I am. Okay, maybe you don't want to eat that much in the morning. Just have one poached egg, some smoked salmon, some spinach, and some brown ass bread with a CD in it, and some butter. Don't fuck yourself, okay? And that's going to get you going in the morning. You're going to have that. You're going to realize, holy shit, I've been fucking myself my whole life by eating mental syrup. Right? You're gonna have that. You're going to be, oh, fuck, I've been fucking myself with mental syrup my whole life. I've been fucking myself with donuts my whole life. Americans eat donuts for breakfast. They're fucked. They're so fucked. What's wrong with them? And don't you fucking bitch. If I catch you in cereal for breakfast, I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna actually come to your house and murder you. Don't fucking eat cereal for breakfast, you bitch, okay? Don't fucking eat goddamn motherfucking cereal for breakfast. Don't pull that shit with me. Okay, don't pull that shit with me. Don't play with me like that. Don't play with me like that, okay? Don't be eating fucking cereal for breakfast. If you need to eat some bullshit out of a bowl with sugar and fucking milk in it, eat goddamn fucking porridge. Although, you know what porridge is best at? You know who figured out fucking porridge? The motherfuckers who invented it, the Scots, right? You know what the Scots have with their porridge? They don't even fuck with milk. Scottish porridge is oats and water and goddamn salt. It's crazy, okay? It might sound crazy to you, but give it a try. It's surprisingly good. Okay, so that's one breakfast. That's your Western style breakfast. It's gonna be fucking toast. Let's say it together with me. Taste it together with me. Slice of brown bread, seedy with it. Butter, don't fuck yourself. Smoked salmon, for the taste, for the oils, for the right? Smoked salmon. Spinach, lightly sauteed. Black pepper in that bitch. Little bit of salt in that bitch, okay? Spinach lightly sauteed. And then a poached egg. Little bit more salt, tiny little bit more black pepper. Some chives on that bitch, okay? Put some chives on that bitch. Don't fuck yourself. Don't play with yourself, okay? Give yourself some chives. This shit tastes good. I'm telling you. Okay, that's a fucking meal. That's number 1 breakfast. We got that shit sorted right here. Next up, Japanese breakfast. Bowl of rice, bowl of miso soup, little plate of pickled vegetables, and some goddamn fish. Okay, salted or smoked or something like that. Little bit. Don't go too crazy on the fish, right? Fish is, you don't want to be in too much oily fish in the morning, so you don't want to go too crazy. The rice, the miso soup, and the pickled vegetables, that's the main bit, and then the fish is just a little extra. Okay, that's the bit that's gonna give you brain oils. Okay, the pickled vegetable, the sourness of the pickle, is gonna wake you the fuck up. Like, get some yuzu pon up in this bitch if you need to, right? To dip your shit, to Get your pickled vegetables. You don't want to be in that shit plain, right? Dip that shit in some goddamn yuzu pon, man. That shit's gonna wake you up. Miso soup, it's got the salt, it's got the fucking tofu, wakame in it, right? That's got your fiber. The miso, it contributes to healthy gut flora, right? And then miso, let's go through the ingredients of miso soup. Main ingredient of miso soup is water, but that doesn't really count. So water, then you got fucking kombu, you got katsuobushi, aka bonito flakes. Okay, that's the umami base. That's what's going to give you your flavor. That's what's going to give you your taste. You need some umami in the morning. Get your guts flowing. All of your taste buds in your guts and in your mouth, they're going to start salivating. They're going to start moving. They're going to get this shit going through you. They're right? They're getting this shit going. They're getting that shit started up, winding up like a car. So you get the goddamn umami in you. It's also going to taste amazing. It's going to psychologically evaluate you. And then when it comes to the other side, it's going to say, you're looking good, motherfucker. Right? That's where you're going to get your goddamn umami in you in the morning. You're going to wake up. You're going to feel amazing. You're going to wake up. You're going to get, the kombu, the fucking katsuobushi. It's the miso. It's so the dense umami flavors. It's gonna wake you up like that. It's gonna wake you up. You're gonna feel amazing. You have this shit for breakfast. You're gonna feel warmed up and amazing. It's great, especially in the winter. Okay, and then what else is in the miso? Right, that's got a whole bunch of shit that's gonna help your guts work because that's all beans. That's all fiber. Right, miso's gonna help you get all fucking gutsy with your fiber and all of that shit. Okay, then you got the toppings. You got wakame, that's seaweed. That shit tastes good. That shit got fiber. It's got nutrients in it. You got tofu. We got more beanie shit. That's got more fiber in it. That's got more of the gut health type shit. It's also got a whole bunch of protein in it. That's gonna keep you moving. What else? Common toppings. You got tamanegi or negi, right? Like green onions. Green onions. They got the fucking allicin in it. They got the pungency in it. That's gonna wake your taste buds up and that's gonna wake your brain up. Okay, get you ready for the day. Other common things ingredient fried tofu, also basically tofu. What else? That's basically all anyone puts in miso soup. Unless you're from like Hokkaido, you might be in clams with it, right? I don't know about clams for breakfast. Maybe I never had it, but it's probably good. Clams are delicious. But if if you're Japanese, you don't need me to tell you miso soup's gonna get you going in the morning. Okay, your rice. Your rice is good. Now, here's the thing about rice. No one wants to be eating brown rice. I'm just going to be telling you just factually. Okay, brown bread is delicious. A lot of people, they like brown rice. Me, personally, it's hard enough to find Japanese short grain rice in the West. I have never been able to find short grain brown rice. Like, that shit is just impossible to find. I would eat it if I could, but I can't, so I'd be in white rice. That's just good. Get yourself a goddamn rice cooker. You're a white guy like me. You don't have a rice cooker. Your life's miserable. Right, get yourself a rice cooker, cheer yourself up, don't fuck yourself. Okay, and then you get your pickled vegetables, all your nutrients, yuzu pon, whatever the fuck you need to put on it to make it tasty. Okay, that's just gonna wake you up, it's gonna give you all the shit you need, it's gonna give you all the nutrients you need to get your life going, get your life going in the morning. Okay, and then you get some motherfucking fish. I'm telling you, fish for breakfast is the key. It's the motherfucking key, fish for breakfast. Let me tell you about another fish for breakfast that no one goddamn eats anymore. No one goddamn eats anymore except for old ass motherfuckers who live by the seaside. And this is why we're all being fucked. Because the government won't give us kippers. What the fuck are kippers, you say? Kippers are weird ass, pickled ass, fish ass, smoked ass, salted ass fish. And that's fucking delicious with eggs. Okay? You guess it's just this weird, smoky, salty, pickly fish. It tastes kind of weird, but it's kind of good. I'm telling you, it'll wake you the fuck up. It's a classic traditional breakfast, very old school breakfast. No one eats it anymore except old people. But that's why they're tricking you, because you know who's got life figured out. You know who's been around for long enough to figure life out is motherfucking old people. Okay, we're sitting here, we've been around no time at all, not enough time to try every breakfast. These old ass bitches, they tried every breakfast. They've been around for hundreds of years. Okay, they know that kippers is where it's at. Kippers and eggs. So give that a try if you can get your hands on it. Or something that's kind of similar, like just some sort of smoked fish. I'm telling you, smoked fish and eggs for breakfast is where the fuck it's at, man. Smoked fish and eggs for breakfast is where the fuck it's at. With some brown bread or some shit like that, okay? I'm telling you. And don't fuck yourself. Plenty of butter. Don't fuck yourself with the fat, okay? So these are some top ass breakfasts. These are some top tier breakfasts. You know what else is a pretty good breakfast, but I'm just not experienced enough with it, is dim sum. I've had a few times at hotels and shit, these like traditional Chinese or like specifically Cantonese kind of area dim sum for breakfast. That shit is good. It's just I recommend it if you can get your hands on it. Some good shit, right? But outside of China and Asia, that's just kind of hard to come by. But if you have the option for a Chinese breakfast in a hotel, I'm telling you, give it a shot. That's just gonna get you crazy. So these are my breakfast opinions. Okay, eggs with anything is gonna be good. Eggs with anything is gonna be good. The best kind of eggs is poached eggs, but all eggs are good eggs. Fried eggs are one of the worst kind of eggs. You don't want to be fucking with that. Omelets are pretty good as a breakfast, right? You'd be putting loads of cheese, and especially the more shit you put in your omelet, the better. Some ham, some cheese, some shit like that, right? It's gonna be good. Maybe some vegetables, some peppers. A lot of people they like tomatoes, right? Chuck some tomatoes in there if you want. I don't like tomatoes, so I'm not gonna be doing that. But I know people do it. But yeah, chuck all of that shit in it. An omelet's good, but the problem with an omelet, I find, what the fucking problem with an omelet I find is it doesn't have any carbs in it. Omelette just doesn't wake me up the same way. So if you're gonna have an omelet, have a slice of toast with it. Have a slice of toast with it. That'll help you out. Because the fact that omelet's just fat and protein, it just doesn't have the oomph to get my brain working. I need a little bit of a kick from a little bit of a carb hit to get because your brain runs on sugar, okay? And there's no way to convert protein to sugar that I'm aware of. The fat's going to turn into sugar, but that's going to also, it's kind of, it takes a while. It takes a while to get going digesting fat. Fat slows your digestion down. So these are my breakfast opinions. I think I've pretty much gone through them all. To recap, okay? Don't be eating no fucking mental syrup. Don't be eating no fucking mental syrup. I'm telling you. You're killing yourself out here. You're fucking yourself. Please don't be in no goddamn mental syrup. Don't be in no fucking donuts, okay? Eat something goddamn savory. Give yourself a chance in life. Give yourself a chance in life. Have some faith in yourself. Have some respect for yourself, please. Okay? Eat something savory for breakfast, please. Have some goddamn respect for yourself. Okay, get yourself some miso soup. Get yourself some white rice, Japanese, short grain, okay, if you can find it. It's not really worth doing if you're eating basmati out here with a bitch. Okay, get yourself some Japanese short grain rice and some cured fish and some pickled vegetables. You know how to pickle vegetables. It's easy, okay? You can pickle vegetables. It takes 5 minutes to do the night before. Do that shit for you, okay? You know what else is... Everyone's raving about overnight oats these days. Everyone loves these overnight oats. I've never had it myself. I've had porridge plenty of times. In the winter, porridge is a wonderful breakfast. But it's not an everyday thing, okay? The problem with porridge... Problem with goddamn porridge don't have no protein in it. You get a little bit from the milk if you put milk in it. I don't even have full milk. My porridge recipe is 50% milk, 50% water. That's just the way I like it. Okay, and porridge is great. It's low calorie. It's got loads and loads of fiber. It's gonna fill you up and keep you going, right? But I'm definitely in favor of porridge, but I need to figure it out. More research is needed. I need to figure out how to make porridge a more complete breakfast with some goddamn protein in it. That's the problem with porridge. It doesn't have any protein in it. So I need to figure out how to make it a more complete breakfast with some protein in it. How to make it a little less sugar focused, a little more savory focused. These are the things I need to figure out. I'm working on it, okay? They don't pay me to do this. I do it for free. I do it out of love of my heart. Okay, if I had a government grant, I could get this information to you pronto in a fucking spreadsheet, but this ain't happening, right? They're not giving me that money. They don't spend research grants on important shit like figuring out what the fuck breakfast the people of the nation need to be eating. They give these grants to fucking bullshit, okay? So please do yourself a favor. Please have some self-respect and don't fucking eat no fucking mental syrup for breakfast, no fucking pancakes or bullshit, okay? Have some fucking protein, have some savory shit in your breakfast. You wake up, you have a miso soup, you have a bowl of miso soup, right? You get that umami in your taste buds and you're just gonna thank yourself for the rest of the day. It's gonna get you fucking going. Okay, next step for a good breakfast is got to get you moving inside. It's got to get your guts moving. You got to have that fiber. It's got to get your guts moving. It's got to stop you from getting that glycerin spike or whatever the fuck the sugar's called. Stop you getting that sugar spike. Stop you getting that sugar crash. So your breakfast actually does work for you. So you got to get some fiber in your goddamn ass. Okay. Some fish, smoked fish, that's a really good fucking breakfast. Anything with smoked fish is not essential, okay? Maybe you're a vegan, okay? I don't know, have some self-respect, okay? Why you're a vegan? But if you're a vegan, you can get protein from tofu or whatever the fuck you guys eat. Or beans for breakfast, baked beans for breakfast, baked beans on toast. That's always a good fucking breakfast, okay? Baked beans on toast is fine. It's good. It's a classic. It's a classic for a reason because it works. It does its job. But you know, I recommend baked beans for breakfast, but it's not the best breakfast because it's flavorful. It's tasty, but it's not the flavorfulest or the tastiest. That's got to be Japanese style with fish and rice and miso and pickled vegetables, or my perfected, and I've had many breakfasts. Okay, listen, when I say it's perfected, I mean it's perfected. Western breakfast. Let's say it together now. Come on, I've gone through this before. Slice of brown bread. Get seedy with it. Okay, get seedy with it. Boom. Butter. Don't fuck yourself. Okay, Polani. Don't fuck yourself. Then some spinach, lightly sauteed, little bit of salt, little bit of pepper. Poached egg. Okay, on top of that bitch. Little bit of salt, little bit of pepper, little bit of chives. If you can be bothered, right? You should be bothered. Treat yourself nicely. Okay, you wake up in the morning, you eat some fucking shit out of a box, right? You're gonna be like, I have no self-respect. I'm not even worth it. It's not even worth it for me to give myself a fucking chives on my eggs. Okay, no, you need to get your day started correctly, and then the only way to get your day started correctly, you gotta start treating yourself correctly. You gotta start treating yourself as someone who deserves to elevate your eggs with chives, right? I'm telling you, if you don't do this, you don't even know. You're like, chives is not even a big deal. You know, eggs are already good. You don't even know. That's what's crazy. You don't even know. You don't even know. I'm telling you, get some chives. Even dried ones, you don't have to make fresh chives. Just dried ones is fine. It's just going to make it way better. There's no reason not to. They're cheap. They're easy to find. Chives on your egg, and that's your breakfast. Okay, that's going to get you fucking moving. Right, and if you're one of these people who can't handle a heavy breakfast, just wait a few hours before you have breakfast. And if that means you need to wake up earlier, go to sleep earlier, then stop being a little bitch and do that. Okay, who are you trying to prove yourself to going to bed late? Right, do whatever you got to do to get that shit working for you in your life. Okay, now we figured out the best breakfasts. Okay, and now you can start inventing your own. Now, lots of cultures have good breakfasts. I think every culture has some sort of good breakfast except for the Americans. They've just never figured it. They used to know, but then they got marketed to that you should be in sugary goy slop for breakfast. Okay, don't fucking eat sugary shit for breakfast, right? Okay, I don't know how many times I have to get this through your fucking skull. Okay, if you're eating mental syrup for breakfast, then you're forcing yourself to lose. You're you're never gonna win in life. You're never gonna do anything with yourself, right? Actually, you know what? I got anyway. Okay, whatever. And don't fuck yourself with bread, man. This is just the last little thing. I said bread gets seedy with it, but just in general, man, in life, don't fuck yourself with bread. Okay, you're worth more than the cheapest loaf at the store, right? You make your own goddamn bread. It's easy. I'm not out here making my seeded bread every day, okay, but I should be. And I accept that that's a flaw with myself. I accept it. I accept that that's a truth that I need to understand. But once you've made your own bread, or whatever, just have some good bread. I'm sure there's a bakery that you can find near you. You don't have to be buying this bullshit. If you can get bakery bread somehow, it's worth it, man. It's worth it. Bread's good. Bread's the fucking fundamental of whatever. I don't fucking know, but get yourself going, okay? Get yourself going in the morning with those breakfast tips, and don't fuck yourself.